Congratulations and welcome to the Tennis Channel studios and Tennis Channel Live. Noah Eagle, Chandler Rubin, Paul Anacone with the great shoes, by the way.
Yeah, I got a little Asics kind of Kith collaboration working today,
Show it off. It was impressive.
I got some connections.
I know, you do. We're not going to release those.
Well, you've been kind of blowing me out of the water with what
No. This is all behind. This is not for public consumption. As we continue for our show, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming along. Stefanos Tsitsipas looked like he was going to come back and kind of seize control of that match in that first set tiebreak. Went down 5-0 in that tiebreak. Eventually rattles off and wins the first set. But Grigor Dimitrov, who's been playing some really good tennis, settles in another top 10 win for him.
Yeah, this was such a confidence-boosting win. Dimitrov should have won that first set, was up 5-love, but did not get discouraged, came right back in the second set. He never dropped serve the entire match, and it was an impressive way to close it. He stayed firm when he needed to. He was consistent, and also the backhand. He made some critical backhands in some key moments, and it was impressive.
You talked about that first set tiebreak. I mean, to be up 5-0 and lose that, you expect there's going to be a little bit of a lull at the beginning of the second, but Grigor did such a good job kind of buckling down after the first set, really started becoming more offensive, got onto the Tsitsipas serve a little bit early in the second set. I think that kind of freed him up a little, and it was all the way until the middle of the third before he started feeling any pressure on his serve game. So he did a really nice job.
Solid win for Grigor Dimitrov. And let's check in on 2019 Vienna winner. Let's actually flash back to the 2019 final. Dominic Thiem, in his 9th appearance in his home tournament, said it was a childhood dream of his to win in Vienna. He gets past his good friend and doubles teammate Diego Schwartzman in 3 sets. And today it's Cristian Garin. And look, this was a matchup for Dominic Thiem following somewhat of a sluggish straight sets first round victory. And Paul, he came to play today.
He sure did. He got a lot of power at the beginning of the match, set the tone early, was dictating from the back of the court with big serves and big forehands closing out the first set. Chandler, were you surprised that Garin didn't start to get more offensive at all?
I was. He struggled a bit, Garin, with some unforced errors and the forehand, but in particular it was the backhand, and Dominic Thiem just picked on that side. He went there hard and deep with the backhand, that shot off the forehand side. He was so confident from the ground and just overpowered Garin at times. Pushed that forehand coming in, and he paid the price. Just wasn't as confident, especially when he was below the net, and Thiem seemed to take advantage of it. He served beautifully, won a huge percentage of points behind the first and second serve, and at the end made this a pretty routine win.
6-3, 6-2, 1 hour, 5 minutes. In the first matchup, it's Dominic Thiem over the young Cristian Garin. And the growth year after year, we've seen it. Dominic Thiem now a Grand Slam winner, and he has nothing necessarily to gain by playing this tournament in Vienna because he can take the points from last year's victory in 2019 and apply them to his ranking this year. But, Chanda, we know how much this means to Dominic Thiem back home in Vienna in front of up to 1,000 fans per day. He said, I love the quote that he used. He said it would be nearly mission impossible to repeat as champ because Novak Djokovic is there as the #1 and the whole draw is stacked. But what do you think Dominic Thiem is playing for back home?
Well, he's going into his home tournament as a Grand Slam champion, and clearly that was so important to him. He worked so hard to get his first major. He's been right there on the cusp, and clearly has had the support of people around the world, but in particular in his country. And to go back, I mean, that's a treat. That's a joy. And if you can approach it that way, not feel any real pressure, I mean, that's part of the equation. But for Thiem, he's really working his way through this matches. I think he's using the crowd, even though it's small, he's using that energy. And, it's nice to see him enjoying kind of the fruits of his labor at this point.
Yeah, the big thing is coming home as a Grand Slam champion, right? First time he's done that, so he gets to go back to Vienna and feel comfortable and just start swinging away. I like how he took the pressure off of himself. Almost be mission impossible for me to do it again. Now he can just play, just take a deep breath. Novak's here and just keep swinging, but he should enjoy it. It's been a great year.
I would love if Tom Cruise just kind of walks through the door out of nowhere. Full of surprises right here on Tennis Channel.